everyone, it's your girl B back with another video, and as you can see from today's title, this is going to be the must-haves for ages 3 to 6 month babies. So I did make sure I tried to put everything that we use. Like you guys know who already are part of my channel, I do have a 4-month-old who is a little girl, Reagan, and then I have a older daughter who is 2 years old. So even though my second daughter is only 4 months, I am going to be ranging these things that we use the most with my 2-year-old to kind of give a comparison of what we used between those ages of 3 months and 6 months. I feel like these are the most crucial times for toys, like teething toys, and to really get you through from like, okay, like we gotta get something to help us to push past that like really tough time to just getting to knowing your child. Okay, first things first, all my notes are on my phone, so bear with me. My memory after having the baby number 2 is like shot. Things that I had in the living room that pretty much just stood out, like things that helped us the most when we're doing our day-to-day activities. I'm going to start with this swing. So the swing that we used, I'm going to link all of the things below as well, but the swing was probably one of my most favorite items at the very beginning. She didn't really care for that. Both of my girls used this same swing. They both didn't really care for it after around 4 or 5 months, but I will say like taking naps in the swing is something. I know they tell you not to really do that, but my babies just all fall asleep in the swing, and this swing does have 3 different directions that it can swing in, so I loved the look of this swing, and I loved just how easy it was to just turn it on and get it going. Next we have the Graco Recliner. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. I'll put in what it is actually called when I find that, but it basically came with the pack and play. So it was, I believe, the Daydream pack and play, and with this pack and play, this was used for my first daughter. With this pack and play, it's like a sleeper and it's a lounger. As you can see in the inserted video, it kind of has 3 different positions that it reclines. It lays up or it lays flat. With a little bit of an angle. You can use it to feed in, you can use it to just prop the baby in to watch TV, you can use it to sing or talk to the baby, and it's really easy to, you know, maneuver it around the house. It is detachable, so you can take it off of the stand that it's on and you can put on like the changing table. So really we kind of got rid of the pack and play, or didn't pull the pack and play in until a little bit later. With my second daughter. With my first daughter, we just were first time parents, so we really didn't know. But that pack and play is so bulky. This time we just decided to pull in the lounger, like I was telling you guys about, and it's super easy to just pop her in and pop her out, especially after she grew out of that swing stage around that 4 to 5 months. With my first daughter. Boppy is definitely one of the biggest must-haves, I feel like, especially around that 3 to 4 month stage, even at the newborn stage in certain ways for breastfeeding and things like that. So Boppy is a must. It tells you on here what it is used for specifically, so super like detailed and super must-have. Next, Snuggle Me Organic definitely was a kind of like a middle ground for us. I do have it and I am going to show you guys. This is the Snuggle Me. So as you can see, it's like a rim of a pillow. It's really soft. It's really comfortable. I almost want to use it for myself. But the baby goes in the middle portion of it, and my daughter, I didn't have it for my first daughter. We were gifted this item for my second daughter, and I thought I was going to absolutely love it. I will tell you, she's 4.5 months right now, and she does seem to use it as she's getting a little bit older and a little bit bigger. The other day she took a full nap in it and I was completely shocked. So there I will kind of start rating this and saying that it might come in handy more around that 5 to 6 months range just for my child. A lot of people rave about it and say that they absolutely love it. I'm not sure that this is the absolute must-have, but I will say I do like having the option. Next, we're gonna talk about the bouncer. So the bouncer is probably one of the other things that I really like to move around the house as like maneuvering. It didn't just stay in the living room, it stayed in the master bedroom, it stayed in the bathroom while I'm using the bathroom, while I'm showering, while my husband's at work. Everything that I need to do, that I need to get done, the bouncer comes in handy. So this bouncer I will link, and it's very interesting. It is actually a swing, and I will link a video. It does have a swing that is like an electric swing, and it kind of sways. It's almost like the Mamaroo, if you guys have seen that, but then the bouncer part detaches from the swing or from the electronic movements that it does, and it detaches so you can carry it all around the house. For me, we pretty much used it when I got in the shower. Like if I was making a YouTube video, I can sit the baby right in front of me, kind of rock it with my foot or do anything like that and still see what she's doing. So definitely a bouncer is a must-have. I will say just do your research on the bouncers that you do get. Most bouncers are pretty simple. You don't really need to spend that much. I feel like we could have got a regular bouncer instead of the one that was attached to this rocker or the swing, because she does not like that. Okay, next I'm going to talk about the Bumbo. So the Bumbo seat is actually one of my favorites. With my daughter, my first daughter, who's 2 years old now, she used that all the way up until she was probably maybe a year and a half. And we still really could have used it a little bit after that, because the insert of the seat does come out. So there's a green portion in the part of the Bumbo seat that you can take out and remove, and when they get older you can kind of use it as a booster seat. So we love it for both children. I think it's an absolute must-have. We love it. It's up there right along with side the boppy. Next is going to be the high chair. We used it with both daughters. I will say for my first daughter, what we used was that Graco Recliner over the high chair for a while. We did have a high chair, but it was not the same high chair we have now. The high chair we have now, I believe, is called the Inferno, or I'll link it below, and I'll put the name, insert the name of which high chair it is. And it reclined, and something I really liked about it was I love the color, and I love that the tray lifted off. So I don't know if most high chairs do that, but the tray did lift off, and it had two sections. So the first section you can wipe clean, and if you didn't get a chance to put it in the dishwasher and take it out, you could still use the second portion as well. So high chair was pretty usable. This time my daughter is a little bit heavier. She is breastfed versus my first daughter was formula fed. So my second daughter Reagan is pretty heavy, so I cannot carry her around all day, which she is almost like demanding me to do. So it is really easy to just pop her in that high chair with like a blanket over it right now. Even though she doesn't fit it age requirement wise, it does help us get through the day. So something that we did use was the baby bedside sleeper. So that's a bassinet, and it's like a rectangular bassinet. I will say it was really helpful, but my newest daughter, she does not really care for it to sleep in at night. She will take occasional naps in it, but it's really wide and it's really big, so it doesn't really mimic her being next to me or next to her father. So you know, I don't really know if she's gonna grow into it, but that is the bedside sleeper that we used. And right now we co-sleep and it works perfectly. So during naps she will sleep in it, but at nighttime it's a no for her. So I will link a little video of that right here, and you guys can see what that looks like as well. So getting into the carriers that we used, we did use the boppy carrier, which it's like a very mesh material. I will say the only thing about that one is it sinks really low, and the baby is heavy. It kind of pulls on your back and doesn't give you the right support. I did switch to the Lily carrier. I'll link a picture of it here and a little video of how I used it, but I really enjoyed using the Lily carrier because she loved it. I switched over from the boppy carrier to the Lily carrier, and it was perfect. She falls asleep in it every time. I'm comfortable enough to take it to the mall, to the grocery store, and it has a little support on your lower back that I absolutely love to use for it, and it really helps me get through anything. So if she doesn't want to be in the stroller, I'll just go ahead and pop her in the carrier, and she loves it. Next, I want to get into the bather. So this is called Angel Care. Angel Care, I really enjoyed this, and we still use this. She is, like I said, 4.5 months now, and we're getting the most use out of it right now. I feel like the size that she's around 15-16 pounds. So yes, she's a heavy baby. And she uses this the most for baths that we do every night. So next, I'm going to talk about the Hatch. So the Hatch is like a sound machine, and it is used for multiple different things. You can use it as an alarm clock, you can use it as a sound machine, but it definitely helps for this age range, that 3 to 6 month age range. If you create a routine now, it tends to stick with that baby. So I will say, I'll link that video here. And the Hatch it's my favorite. It's one of the things that have grown into something that I have gotten really used to using, as well as the babies, along with my daughter, my oldest daughter. In the morning time, I'll try to turn the chirping of the birds on and open up the window so she can kind of get that visual of like, okay, I see the trees, there's birds in the trees, it's time to wake up. Going into the teething must-have. So these we're finding we're using these the most with the age range around that, when they first start teething, from around 3 to 4 months, and I'm guessing it's gonna go on. So these are the baby Ganix teething gel pods. So I really do like these. They come with a lot of little pods in them, and you just open them up and put a little bit of the gel on your fingertip or a Q-tip and just rub it along the lines of their gums. It does only come with 10 in these. I have noticed that these are a little bit more expensive than the generic brands, but they are really useful to have in your diaper bag and just pull one out when the baby starts really, you know, teething really badly. It doesn't have any medicated medicine in it, but they are very strong. You can smell it as soon as you open it. So as long as the baby likes it and seems to, you know, be liking the feeling and liking the soothing to it, then they're a go for that. Next, she loves these little mittens. So this is from Amazon. Most of these things that I'm mentioning are from Amazon, or you can find in a local Target or anywhere like that. But she loves the face on this, and it has the little crinkling paper that she loves as well. For this, all you do is just unsnap it, you put it on their hand, and then they can like hold it and like bite down on that rubber portion that's right there. These are the teethers that we've used. I can try to find the links below, but they're just regular teethers. This is a different one, but you just put them all in the freezer, and she loves the way that they feel on her gums. These are a must-have. With my daughter, my first daughter, she didn't really care for these too much at this stage, but I'm noticing now that my second daughter is teething, I believe, a lot faster, and she is making it known. This is a little toothbrush that is meant for, I think, brushing babies' gums. I'll link this below as well, but this has helped a lot too. So we just put it on our finger, and you can kind of rub her gums and just kind of play with her mouth, and she loves to just bite on it and bite down on it and likes that feeling and sensation as well. So getting into two medicated must-haves, I will say, that we have been using since month 3, and I'm sure we'll continue using that. It'll probably taper off around 5 months, but it is Milocon and Gerber Soothe drops. They're Gerber Soothe Comforting Probiotic Drops. These right here are probably my lifesaver. So this is probably the #1. Now these are very expensive for this very small bottle. They're around $30, but I will tell you, this is the most $30 spent. When my daughter was, both of my daughters actually were kind of colicky, but more than anything, a little bit of constipated and gassy. And we just give her 5 drops of these on her tongue, and it's like an oily substance, and it keeps her pretty regular and keeps that that gas and colic kind of down where she's not so upset that she's like screaming. Milocon, it pretty much is similar, but this isn't the exact Milocon brand. We ran out of those and I had these in here, but it's just a different brand called Infant's Gas Relief. But Milocon looks just like this. For you guys, if you're looking for this brand or looking for it, you can find it at any drugstore, Target, Walmart, pretty much anywhere. And you get a syringe that it comes with and you pull out the exact amount and just give your child, you cannot give more than I think 12 doses per day. So you pretty much can give it before your feeds or after the feeds. And I pretty much give around maybe 6 doses of this a day for my daughter. Maybe a little bit less on average, but she needs these and they help. So at night, she's really gassy. I give these pretty much the most. I will say my A&D ointment, I bought so many of these at the very beginning and I have almost ran through about maybe 5 or 6 tubes of these. These are used for diaper rash ointment, but I just use it to lotion I mix this with a little lotion. Her skin is very dry, so I mix this with a little bit of lotion after her bath and I just rub it all over her back. I don't pretty much put this on her face, of course, but I use it. For example, she has scratched up my chest here, so I do put this on my chest and it kind of has helped kind of create a barrier between herself and I, and it kind of heals this up. A few other things that I really do like, this probably falls back under the teething line, but this little toy right here is something, as you can see, it has ridges on it and it's really comfortable for her mouth right now. It is shaped as a pacifier, but it's a really big, so it's like a little strawberry, but it's super cute and she likes to bite on it. Sometimes if you put those baby Ganix teething pod gel pods, sometimes I'll just let her chew on this after that oil is rubbed on her mouth and it really soothes her and calms her down. This next item we haven't used with her yet, but we did use with my first daughter. I really do love this item. This was gifted to us. I'll try to link what these are called, but I think they did get these off Amazon. You open them and you can introduce different foods, like different fruits. You can put strawberries, berries, and introduce them, and then they're able to just kind of gnaw and chew on these and kind of able to grip with their fingers and their hands. So it teaches a lot of different motor skills as well. A few more things I'm going into are her spoons by Munchkin. And these are the spoons. I really do like that they're rubber tipped and they have rubber tips on the end, so they don't really allow to hurt the mouth with like metal or really hard plastic. So these are the spoons we use. We still use these spoons for my oldest daughter now sometimes, and then we'll be using these when we introduce solids. She's introduced a few solids like applesauce and rice so far, but as we get into the further ones, we will still be using these and their brand of bowls and plates and cups. Lastly, I do want to talk about the Baby Bullet. The Baby Bullet, I'll insert the picture. We do use that entire brand of Baby Bullet items, the freezable ones, the ones you can make the food, you put it in the little cups, and then the blender itself, and it does come with a larger blender. So I'll be creating I'll be making and like boiling her food and blending it when we get into different foods like apples, bananas, spinach, all the foods you can think of. All right guys, so I think that I have covered most of the things that we use for both my daughters from 3 months to 6 months. So those are really most of the things that we did find handy. If I did forget anything, I will still link it below, but those are pretty much everything that we used that got us through those really tough months. So make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new to my channel, hello, and thanks for stopping by. Make sure you turn on your notifications because I will be creating more videos and content like this, also in the fitness realm and in lifestyle realm as well as motherhood. All right guys, it was great talking to you guys, and I'll see you later.